town halls. We do these monthly, and they're always at 11 a.m. and we try to end in 45 minutes or less. And during these town halls, we cover things that are considered need to know as city employees. We welcome new employees, we celebrate promotions, and then we get into some big project updates. While many of us work in teams that work across the city, a lot of us are more isolated in teams that are more bespoke. And so when we share these big project updates, it's a real opportunity for us to learn about some of the big things happening across the city. And then we always wrap up with some events. So I see folks are joining us, and we will start in a minute. I'm going to offer some reminders, especially to new folks, that we keep our mics muted unless we're speaking, and each presenter will come on and unmute and then remute themselves after. We also love to have a great Q&A. So please do offer your questions after each presenter speaks. We'll save time for that each time. And you can ask a question by raising your hand virtually. So it's that button up in your control panel. You can raise your hand, or you can type it into the chat. And then, of course, you can always ask questions over email or Teams to our presenters after the presentations today. All right, well, we're starting to get a critical mass, so we can get started. And to kick us off, I'm going to hand off to our city manager, Wyatt Shields. Wyatt.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Mary Catherine. Great to see everybody. If I could sort of plus one what Mary Catherine just said, the point of these employee town hall meetings is not just for kind of communication out. It is also raise your hand, ask a question, provide a suggestion. So I know that sometimes the Teams meeting with 70, 80 people on it can be a little intimidating for that, but I really encourage people to speak up if you do have any questions. It's meant to be interactive that way. So I've got the great pleasure. There are three things I want to highlight. We've got a great agenda today, but I do want to give a plug for the employee picnic that's coming up this Friday at noon. We'll be closing city offices so that everybody can join in some good food, good fellowship there in Cherry Hill Park for our annual employee picnic. Looking forward to that on Friday this week. Also want to give a plug for September 30th. You should have an invitation in your inbox for an all hands meeting on September 30th to where we'll roll out the mission, vision, and values for the organization. Our mission, vision, values action team has done great work, and we're going to roll out what we have articulated. If you recall back in our big meeting that we had together in April, what we collectively articulated as our purpose, our mission, our vision of where we're trying to go and what we're trying to achieve in the future for this organization, and the values, how we treat each other, how we coordinate and collaborate with each other in our service to community. So looking forward to that on September 30th. A third thing I want to give a plug for today is IT Professionals Day nationwide. This is the 10th year that our country has taken today, September 16th, to thank all of our IT professionals. And if you think of our small but mighty IT team, led by Nate and Gennady, the whole team there, they create the space in which we do so much of our work. And we are so grateful for their professionalism, their deep knowledge, their innovation, and all the great things they're doing for the organization. So if you see any member of the IT team, take today to thank them. Thank them every day, but today's particularly. All right, now I get the pleasure to welcome new employees. So Rachel Neal is our new videographer. She's been doing great work already with her, I guess, a few weeks on the job. But welcome, Rachel, working with Michael and our public access television team. Michael McDermott has joined our public works department as a sewer inspector, taking care of that crucial and core piece of infrastructure for the city. Welcome to Alexandra Jepson. Police Officer 1. We're really excited to have her come on board as a lateral hire. And so she's already certified and ready to work as right now as an and kind of in her initiation period with the police department. But big welcome to Officer Jepson. And Amanda Yao, library assistant. A big welcome to Amanda, joining a great team there with the library. We're also really excited about some promotions. Saul de la Barra was promoted to Business Revenue Auditor in the Commissioner of Revenue's office, working with Tom Clinton and the team there. So big congratulations to Saul. And Cy Simone, promoted to Police Captain. So Cy, you've been a great leader for the organization. It's great to have this promotion, and we can all celebrate that with you. So Mary Catherine, that's my report from this morning. Looking forward to today's agenda.
Great. Thank you so much, Wyatt. Well, this morning I did not hit the agenda at the start, so let's go back over it. We do have some key presentations. Everyone's going to keep it short and sweet so that we do have time for questions. But we're going to kick off with our section of how to for city employees, go into our big project updates, and then talk about events hosted by the city, and then internal event invites and reminder. So up next is Jenny Carroll, who's going to give us an update on our mission, vision, and values. Jenny.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much to employees for the feedback you provided on the employee feedback form back in the end of July, beginning of August. So thank you very much. The Mission Vision Values team processed that feedback, and we will be rolling out the outcomes on September 30th, as mentioned by Wyatt, at 11 a.m. in a special town hall. I would encourage all employees to attend. And for department heads, if you want to hold viewing parties, be my guest, have snacks. The other thing that I would ask for folks is call for participants in the Mission Vision Values rollout work group. This will be a cross-departmental team that will collaborate on rolling out the Mission Vision Values. And the team to date, and we need about 3 to 5 more people. We have Maria Rojas with the City Attorney's Office, Caitlin Sobsey with DPW in the CIP section, and then Joshua Supernant with Office of Communications. So I would encourage people to volunteer for this. The commitment is about 3 to 4 meetings through September through November. And if you are interested, please email myself or Joe Carter with Office of Emergency Management. And please also check with your supervisor before you do so. And that is it for me. Thank you, Mary Catherine.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. So I love this idea of viewing parties, and I just picture people with like popcorn and Twizzlers. But since it's going to be in the morning, maybe that's not quite appropriate. Anyways, next up, we have Cindy Mester, who's going to give us a great update on our retirement board. And as she says, it's your future pension benefits. Cindy.
Thank you, Mary Catherine, and good morning, everyone. Yeah, I want to take the opportunity, timing was good, to share an update on the retirement board that met last Thursday. And the retirement board is pursuant to the city code and oversees our basic and police and OPEB pension plans. The link on the slide would give you the full almost 4-hour meeting video if you so desire to tune in at different agenda points. But some key topics that we did talk about and present to the 7 trustees on the retirement board is a review of the investment and administrative fees, what it costs to operate the pension plans to keep the future benefits solid. And that is less than 1% of all the investments to date, the funds invested. And that is a low, good number compared to our peers that often run 3 to 5% of administrative fees. So solid administration, something we're always going to keep working on to improve and maintain. Also, after 2 quarters of investment funds returns being a little low, given the volatility, ups and downs in the economy, pleased to report that over the last 12-month rolling period, we ended with 13 to almost 14% return on our investments, which is above the economic assessment that we target to make sure we are sustainable long term. We always want to get at least 6.5% returns, and so this is very favorable. Also wanted to give a heads up that the retirement board is doing a full review of the pension plan language to make sure it's clear, and that our annuity options, what you pick for your monthly payments after you retire, are current, best practices, and clear. So no major changes to the actual benefits, but a good administrative review that hasn't happened in a while. And I anticipate November, December to have more details that we could share. And then I did want to highlight for new employees to know who the trustees are on the retirement board that are employees. So you can reach out to any of the 7, but I wanted to highlight the 4 that we have easy access to, and as your colleagues are helping to represent fiduciary oversight on the pensions. So that's Nate, Gary, Herb, and Matt. And then also all of the retirement board meetings are posted on the city's website calendar. And so if you want to get notifications for the meeting, the agenda materials, highly encourage you to sign up. As always, feel free to reach out for any questions or comments. Thanks, Mary Catherine.
Excellent. Does anyone have any questions for Cindy? And I apologize, I didn't ask after Jenny presented. Any retirement questions for Cindy? All right, we'll hold for a second. And next, I'm happy to introduce Henry Ledbetter from the library, who's going to give us an update on library meeting rooms.
Good morning. I'm Emily. I'm one of the librarians at the Mary Riley Stiles Public Library. If you're at City Hall, we're just down the street. Come say hello. We are changing a little bit how city staff reserve our library conference rooms. We have 2 large conference rooms with capacities of 40 and 50 respectively. Before now, we would have people email one of the people in administration to reserve if they are city employees, but we found that it is actually easier and faster to go through the channels that are already on our website. When you're reserving a room, the website is always a good place to start. If the room is needed within the next 60 days, and the reservation will not exceed 4 hours, you can do all of that on our website, including checking if the room is available, and putting in that request. If you are trying to plan a little further out, power to you. That's great foresight. And in that case, if you know it's going to be further out than 60 days, or you think your reservation might require more than 4 hours and you wanted to discuss how that would work, you would email either me if you're interested in the lower level conference room, which is the room with the larger capacity, or you would email Paula Hawkins, who is in charge of the upper level conference room, and that's a slightly smaller capacity, but not by much. You are always welcome to stop on by if we don't have someone in the room. We are always happy to show you around the room so you can get a feel of how big they actually are. Paula and my emails are linked on the slide, so you can access that. You can also use the directory through Outlook. And then just finishing up, if you do go ahead and put in a request, whether you're emailing us or if you're using our website, there are a couple tips for a smooth reservation process. The more information we get from you in your original request, the quicker and easier it is to go ahead and get that processed. So just remember to include your setup and cleanup time in your reservation request. When you're booking the room, if you're booking it for a 2-hour meeting, book maybe 30 minutes on the front end and 30 minutes on the back end just for setup and cleanup. That way you'd be booking 3 hours for a 2-hour meeting. if your meeting doesn't require that much setup or cleanup, or if it'll require more, obviously adjust to whatever your needs are. Please let us know if you will need to access tables, chairs, and or AV. We have tables and chairs, but they won't always just be sitting out there. We need to get them out of storage sometimes. So if you can let us know how many tables you want, how many chairs you want, we'll let you know, if that's possible and safe. And then we will go ahead and add that to your request. And then additionally, if you let us know if you need to access our projector or our microphones, we'll know to be ready with our HDMI cable and those microphones. And we can always also set up a time for you to walk through our AV so that you are certain that your device will work come the event. Lastly, let us know if this is a private staff-only event or if it's an event that will be open to the public. We default all of those reservations through the website to being private, so we're not advertising them on our calendar. They're not showing as open to the public. So if you are holding something that you want to be open to the public, let us know so that we can accurately reflect that on our end.
Thank
Any
you so
questions?
much, Emily. That's fantastic. Does anyone have any questions for Emily? Remember, you can hit the button to raise your hand, or you can put it in the chat over here. Emily, we really appreciate all that the library staff does to create spaces for connections and community, not just for our staff, but for the community as well. I know I always feel more creative the second I enter one of the library conference rooms. So it's fantastic to have that. I don't see any, Veronica. Veronica has posted a comment in here that can help folks navigate over to watch meetings. Thank you for that, Veronica. And
Thank
for
you.
those of you that are new, so that you know, this presentation will be emailed out following, and it's also always saved in the P drive in communications town hall, where you can click on all of the links. They will be active and will be able to be engaged with. All right. We are going to, and then Jessica added in, thanks, Jess, the ask us at fallschurchva.gov when there are questions. Yes, I recently emailed the entire staff by accident. So that is a great reminder for me and for everyone else. Okay, thank you so much, Emily. Moving on, the last one in the How to in the Little City. This one could be called How to Celebrate. So every year, the city works across teams to come up with lists of what were our accomplishments this year. And I know we're only in September, but the Office of Communications and City Manager's Office is already thinking about what did we do this year? How did we make an impact? From those questions, we end up with a report called a Year in Review. And the Year in Review celebrates the wins across the city. What were the big things that happened this year in the calendar year of 2025? The Office of Communications takes in all of the feedback from across the city through a brainstorming process. And we take that and we package it into a high-level report called the Year in Review. It's a PDF that's on the website and that we send out to our media contacts that help celebrate the big wins. The Year in Review is in 4 key categories: good governance, inclusive community, safety, and sustainability. And to help us get to this end goal of all of this information, we initiate brainstorming processes across the city in teams and then as a whole unit. If you were here last year and you came up to the city manager's suite, you saw that we had this big, Maggie, thank you for the link. Yes. If you want to see last year's. And with painter's tape, we create this big grid with the different themes on it. Based on feedback from our communications community, this year, instead of using sticky notes, we're actually going to have little form cards to fill out where you can put your name and your department and what it was that was a win from this past year. Some of our favorite things to showcase are the ones that we can actually put images against, and statistics as well. Infographics are a big hit when we're telling stories. So over the next month, the month of October, we'll be coming out to you and asking for your feedback anytime you're in City Hall and can come up to the city manager's office. We love that too, so that you can actually interact. You will get more information about this, but I wanted to give you a head start in knowing what our timeline is this year, because we've moved it up from last year. So this year, between October 1 and October 31st, we're going to be taking in wins from everybody across the city. And then in early October, OCOM will work together to create the report and a PowerPoint to share at our big celebration in December, as we come together as employees with a PowerPoint that reviews the year. So along with the wins, we are looking for photos and we are looking for statistics. There will be more information to come from the OCOM team over the next few weeks to get ready for this. Does anyone have any questions as we switch to our next section of the meeting? Don't see any, but you can always follow up with us. And so next we are going to our second section, and we're starting off with our solid waste program changes. And I cannot wait for all of you who do not know yet, the good work that so many team members have been up to in solid waste.
Thank you, Mary Catherine. Everybody's favorite topic, trash, right? So great news that we got successful 7-0 vote with City Council on September 8th to adopt the task force kind of recommendations on solid waste program changes for this year. So kind of the highlights for everybody are we're going to be breaking out the solid waste services from the real estate tax rate in the city. And so the 3,107 customers that the city has that where we collect solid waste from will see a new bill on, or a new fee on their real estate bill in November. And so we've structured that fee based on the size of the trash cart they have. So there's a $236 fee for the 35-gallon cart and a $336 fee for the 65-gallon cart. And the idea behind that is we want to kind of follow through on this idea of pay as you throw. So the more trash you throw away, the higher a fee you should have to pay as well. So baking in a financial incentive to figure out how to throw away less. That fee implementation will come with a 1.5-cent real estate tax reduction for all property owners in the city. So the idea is it's revenue neutral for city operations. Instead of collecting $1 million or spending $1 million through the real estate tax, we'll be collecting fees that cover that same amount. The best part of kind of our changes coming is we'll be rolling out a new organics cart. And we got a picture here that's the team's kind of selected yellow. And so this cart's going to be used for both yard and food waste here in the city. So it's in effect, it kind of does two things. It simplifies kind of the yard waste collection that happens for our customers in the city today. And it adds the capability for them to do kind of organics food waste composting in the same bin. So the big push over the next couple of months is we need to know kind of what size of cart that our 3,107 customers all want. So the team kind of made a big push last week and got the a new input form launched ahead of the Falls Church Festival last weekend. And I think we had 160 customers so far respond, which is great over the first weekend. And we've got an aggressive and I'll say creative communications plan underway. The team's been hard at work with different ways to kind of reach all of our customers and find out what kind of trash, what kind of organics cart they want us to deploy for them. So if you see, like we've got the team's put together these flyers that you'll see around City Hall. We've got postcards and other kind of social media and other things that'll be going out. We really want to hear from as many of those 3,107 customers as we can, so we make sure we get the right cart to them. The goal is to have those carts deployed sometime after the first of the year. I think we're targeting March at this point. and we're going to kind of do it all at once and get this service in place for folks before the end of the winter. So it's been a great collaborative effort across departments. So many thank you to folks from Public Works, Lonnie Marchetti and Herb and others, the Treasurer's Office, Jody and Nikki, and then the entire OCOM team has kind of really leaned into this. So we appreciate kind of all the great work that they've done, as well as finance. So Melissa and Russ have been a big help for us as well. So lots of change, a lot of work ahead of us to do, but it's exciting changes here for the city, and we're looking forward to what's next. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andy. I just enjoy this trash talk so much. When we have the committee this summer, I jokingly called it Trash Force and loved that. And now I'm going to call all of the communications Trash Talk, just to keep it fun. As Andy said, we are being creative. Does anybody have any questions on this? There are a lot of points that are involved in this program. And wow, okay. Getting a call from my kid's school in the middle of this. All right. Moving on to our next section. Invite Sarah from our Economic Development Office to come share an update on the new and improved Falls Church Dining Guide.
Hey everyone, it's Sarah Swinton in the Economic Development Office. I'm excited to share with you all that the 2025 City of Falls Church Dining Guide has been published and shared with the community starting at the Falls Church Festival, and it'll be passed out more. We have some down here in the Economic Development Office, but also in other locations throughout City Hall and soon the library and the community center. But I just wanted to explain what it is. It's a comprehensive list of all the restaurants that are currently open right now, which is 157 with more on the way. So they'll be joining soon. So the list will get even bigger. But the way I'm promoting it with people is with a few taglines. So I'll share them with you in case you want to share it with other people or your contacts in the community as well. That would be great. So at just 2.2 square miles, the City of Falls Church is serving up the world from pho to pupusas, ramen to ribs. This bite-sized city is Northern Virginia's most deliciously dense dining scene, where you can taste a world of international flavors in a single afternoon. Come hungry, eat adventurously, and leave full of new favorites to share. Falls Church is cooking, taste what's next. And highlighted on this new dining guide, we've broken them out into cuisines, global cuisines, we're calling them. We have 31 listed under American, 7 listed under European and Mediterranean, 14 listed under Latin American, 32 listed under Vietnamese, 5 in Middle Eastern, 23 East Asian, and 5 South Asian. We have 6 pizzerias and 13 ice cream shops, smoothies, and shops that have tea, boba tea, whatnot, and 21 bakeries and cafes. We've also highlighted on the dining guide with these little circles at the end behind the names of the restaurants dietary options. We've highlighted that we have 12 options for halal and 21 gluten-free, 38 vegan or vegetarian, and 58 with outside seating or outside seating nearby the premises. So it's here, it's throughout the city. We're really excited about it. We can't wait to share it with more people. And thanks for any help you can provide getting it to your contacts. And as always, it's on the website, the city website at fallschurchva.gov/dining guide.
Thank you so much, Sarah. This is absolutely outstanding to see it, and just the pure numbers and the guides themselves are gorgeous. And as Sarah said, you can see them around City Hall, and distributing them, especially I think to new residents and visitors, is so key so that people know just how amazing it is to dine out in Washington, D.C. It is just, or sorry, not Washington, D.C., Falls Church City. All right, next up, we've got Cindy Mester. And Cindy is going to tell us about a wonderful event that happened last week and all that went into it, getting to that end goal. Cindy.
Thanks, Mary Catherine. Yes, it's definitely my honor to celebrate the actual portraits, but all the teamwork that did take us over 2 years to get to it. So last Monday at the council meeting, we did unveil a final big project from the 75th city anniversary, the chamber portraits. The goal of that project was to really add honor, good governance, and democracy in an inclusive and diverse way within our chambers and courtroom location. So for that, council selected, after getting community input, 2 people to honor, Carol DeLong and Freddie Foote. You can see a photo of their portraits. I encourage you to go down to Chambers and check out the real thing because they're very impressive. Both of these individuals were firsts and created with local artists who worked with the families. And as you can see on the screen, both of these were leaders in our community and really had an influence on where we were and where we're going, with Frederick Foote being the first African-American on city council in 1880 to 1889, also a storekeeper and the first constable, AKA in our world, the sheriff. And then Carol DeLong being the first woman mayor, and you can see her 16 years of tenure and the influence she had on things we're still enjoying and working on today: affordable housing, Aurora House, the farmers market. And I'm actually sitting in East Wing, which she really advocated for, and many of us are. So all of that is really something special to honor with these 2 new portraits, and it wouldn't have occurred without great teamwork. And I do want to thank Holly for being our dogged lead to get us from the beginning to the end, with a lot of procurement and budgeting and working with the artists and the families, and even down to like the process of getting it framed. Cordell and purchasing, because we ended up doing 2 RFQs and all that contract stuff while trying to do art. And then to get us across the finish line, Mike Lane from Public Works did such a great job with attention to detail and caring to create that white frame you see on the wall that surrounds the actual portraits, that really just makes them stand out and feel special on the chamber's wall. And we didn't give him much notice in time, and he pulled it off beautifully and even helped me hang the blue cloth so we could officially unveil it. The council meeting recording does show that, and all our speakers. And so a big thank you to everybody that helped us honor these 2 people, but celebrate good governance and democracy.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Cindy. I think as someone who has been a resident of the city and a team member in City Hall for a short period of time, it is important to hear this history piece of it and to see that recognition. And just from the turnout last Monday night at City Hall, you could really tell how meaningful this experience is for our residents. So thank you so much for always sharing the history so that us newcomers know a little bit more about this. All right, we're going into our last section of the meeting, our event section. And in this, I've invited Corey Payne and Scarlett Williams to share. We're going to kick off this with asking Corey and Scarlett to share a little bit. And then Scarlett's got a couple slides right at the end to share 3 big events. So I'll hand off to Corey to share some information about the upcoming public city events. Corey?
Hello. We've got right on from Falls Church Festival. We're going right into the fall and everything else that includes. This Friday, we've got Sunset Cinema. I'll dive into that a little deeper, but that's this Friday at Cherry Hill Park. We're watching Moana 2. Don't miss it. Can't miss it. It's going to be a great time. And then following on Saturday, we have Vietnamese Heritage Day. This Saturday at Cherry Hill Farmhouse. It's from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We do this in collaboration with VLAC, which is the Vietnamese literary group here in the city. They're going to do wonderful things. They're going to have historic objects. They're going to have food, fashion. Come celebrate Vietnamese culture with them. It's going to be from 11 to 5 on Saturday. Then Plein Air it's a big collaborative effort, but it takes place next to the farmers market where folks are painting live scenes from around the city, as well as you can purchase their paintings. So that's very, very cool. It's going to be September 27th. So not this week, but next week, right next to the farmers market. They set up kind of all around in the grassy area in front of City Hall. And then the peak, no, not the, but Farm Day, Saturday, October 11th at Cherry Hill Park. It got all sorts of things kind of celebrating the Cherry Hill Farmhouse's history. It's a great family event. Anything from arts and crafts to some little seed planting, thanks to some collaborative work with the arborists. There's just lots of good fun stuff. We got lots of music. We have a new puppet show this year. Lots of good new things are coming to Farm Day. Don't want to miss it. Definitely gonna be a hit. But I'll pass it off to Scarlett now to tell us about the indoor internal events.
Yeah, Scarlett has some slides that we'll hold on, and so I'll have Scarlett hit the first two on here in individual slides. I just want to do a quick reminder, because it happens before our next town hall, that we do have Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday, October 13th. Off is a holiday, and then our next town hall is on October 21st. Oh, and then I forgot about this slide. Shout out to Corey for putting on Sunset Cinema and to give us all an opportunity to share with the community things that are going on in our individual departments or across the city. So if you do have a slide you would like previewed before the movie starts this Friday or the next one in October, please send that to Corey. And now I'll hand off to Scarlett. Scarlett, thank you so much.
All right. Hello all. So as Wyatt mentioned earlier, our employee picnic is this Friday in Cherry Hill Park from 12 to 3. Everyone is encouraged to attend. Just a few updates. I'm going to share quickly just the menu, what we have in store. We have hamburgers, pulled pork, pulled chicken, sausage and peppers. And then we have equivalent for non-meat eaters. We have creamy coleslaw, Southern style potato salad, mac and cheese, home style baked beans, and tortellini salad. So come hungry. It'll be a great time. We're going to help Rec and Parks break in their karaoke machine. So if you want to sing a tune, please sign up for that. There's also the dessert contest. So if you have not signed up for that and would like to either participate in as a judge or making something, we just still do need taste judges or tasters and bakers. So feel free to sign up for that. As a reminder, the building will remain open and offices that can close will close. If you work if your shift ends after 3 p.m., just make sure that you talk to your supervisor about leaving early if you choose to do that. But if you don't, you are required to work the remaining of your day. So come enjoy company. There'll be yard games. Like I said, karaoke, there's bingo. So bring your family, retires will be there, and hope to see you guys there.
Thank you so much, Scarlett. So we got a specific question regarding the baked beans. Do you know if they have meat in them? And will there be like markings out of things that are vegetarian, vegan, things like that? Is that possible?
So yes, there will be signs. At least I will contact the caterer to confirm. I don't know about the baked beans. So great question. I will contact them and ask. There will be signs identifying what everything is. I know in the past we did that for the dessert contest as well, and the ingredients. I will confirm with Amy Youngs, who is the one responsible or helping with the dessert contest this year, if she plans on doing that. Its chat is blowing up, so maybe someone is saying yes, we are. But yes, we will make sure that ingredients and we know what they're made of, so that their use are friendly for everyone.
That's awesome. Thank you, Scarlett. How are you all doing getting in entries for the desserts and for your judging panel? Do we need to do some recruitment right here, right now?
Yes, we do. Yes. From my understanding, and Amy, if you're on and you want to chime in, because she has the sign up. But yes, we do need both. We need judges and we need bakers.
One more judge, lots and lots of bakers, please.
Okay. All right. Tough jobs, tough jobs. And I am looking forward to it. I experienced the greatest cupcake of my life last year, thanks to our winner, Maria. Don't be intimidated, folks. It was the best cupcake, but the other desserts were awesome too. All right.
And there are prizes for second and third for the dessert contest. So it is a contest. There's competition.
There are rewards for that labor. Yes. Okay. All right. Next, Scarlett.
Next one. So I found this out late last year, and so I threw something together, but National Custodian Day is October 2nd, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to thank those that help keep our building clean and, show our appreciation. So each department is able to put something together themselves if you'd like, or I'm going to be putting something together for City Hall staff. Feel free to drop off money by September 26th for the staff in City Hall, but Aurora House, Library, Property Yard, we encourage you to also do something for your staff. But I think it's a great opportunity for us to thank them for everything they do to keep our building clean.
Scarlett, thank you so much for taking this on and bringing it to all of our attention. It is so wonderful of you. We do have another question regarding if you're entering a dessert. How much should someone bring? Like how large is that amount of baked goods or non-baked goods should someone prepare?
I would say typically desserts go pretty quickly. It also depends on how many people enter. The fact that we don't have as many entries currently means we're going to need more. So I don't have an exact answer. I would say at least for up to 20, 25 people, like, serving. If you do individual cupcakes, that's okay. But just enough right now with not as many entries, we definitely need to make sure that we have enough. And the Fun Bunch will support if we need it. But
that's
sorry,
fantastic.
That's not an exact answer. Whoever asked that, I apologize.
It's all right. It's all right. Ambiguity is fine. I have a question about the karaoke because Caitlin has just reminded us that this is an addition this year. Should people come prepared knowing what their karaoke song is? What is your advice for this new fantastic addition to the annual picnic?
That's great. I actually don't know much about the machine. It's Rec and Parks. Amy, Danny, sorry. I'm going to put it on you guys again if you have more information. I know that there's like 10,000 songs, I think, but that's about it. So.
Wow.
Amy, I think you went unmuted. Do you want to share a little bit more?
I'm trying to find, I know Maria shared some information with me. Maria's taking the lead on. There she goes.
I'm here. Maria's here.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Maria.
Hi. So with the karaoke machine, there'll be a sign-up area. There'll be some information. So during the first part of the picnic, you'll be able to scroll through a catalog of songs. There is over like 10,000 songs that you'll be able to choose from. Then we'll put them in the queue. There's mics, there'll be lyrics. So it is a real karaoke experience. You do not have to have your song kind of in advance. We went through. So any song you can think of is in the karaoke kind of in the machine. So if you sing it, it's probably in there for you to sing. So you should be good to go.
This is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this. And Caitlin, we will not suffer through your singing. I have heard you do karaoke. It is a lot of fun. All right.
And that is not a competition. So everyone's welcome.
That is just fun.
It's just for fun.
That is also key to know. Okay, our final one today is Scarlett's going to share her screen. She has one last big announcement for us.
Sorry, my mouse is lost.
That happens. All right, there we go.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm doing a little plug for the police department. from rookie to retiree, Captain Kevin Ankney is officially retiring after 25 years of service with the City of Falls Church, and his celebration will be on Friday the 26th from 2 to 4 in council chambers. So please, everyone, come and celebrate all of his hard years of service here for working with the City of Falls Church. So everyone is invited. If you do have a fun story, I don't think he's on here. I looked at the list, but if you do have a fun story or pictures you want to share, please add them to the Kudo board so that we're able to share that with him the day of. And we hope to see you there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scarlett. And I love this as our end note. We are ending mostly on time today. So a thank you to everyone who was a presenter, to those who asked questions. Remember, you can always follow up with any of our presenters with more information. And later today, the recordings and the slides will go out, and you can always find these on the P Drive, Communications, Town Halls, and then select the year and month. All right. Everyone have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.